Hey kids, Brian Trauman here, PEZ Through the Ages. We've got a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, and a PEZ spreadsheet. Let me show you what I do. A lot of people have asked me to send out a spreadsheet so that they can use it to keep track of their own collection. I'm having difficulty figuring out how to send that out in a way that won't compromise a couple of things. I'll explain what that is as I go through mine. I'm not going to send it out, but I will allow you to use, what I do. It's not magic. It is incredibly time consuming. But let me show you what I do so that you can create your own. It's just a simple spreadsheet. You can import this when you're done or as you go into things like My Stuff 2 Pro, which is an Apple app, and maybe it's in other platforms as well, which allows you to kind of see it. You can even build a spreadsheet type of thing in My Stuff 2 Pro, which I think Brian Jaskolski did, which allows you to take pictures and access it pretty readily, filter it down to what you're looking for. So I've got the name of my dispenser in one column, and I use John Laspina's price guide so that I can easily flip between my spreadsheet and the price guide in the same order. Everything's alphabetized in John's book almost accurately, and I can just use the same format. So for instance, I'm in the holiday section, holiday, Christmas, snow globe, and you could certainly break those into multiple columns if you want. That's easier for me not to. The second column is what's on the head. And again, I use what's in John Laspina's price guide with a couple of exceptions. I highlight things where John's guide doesn't go as deep as I do. A darker hat, there's two different, to me, there are two different variations on the mini, Santa with a loop on the hat. And John doesn't have that in his book yet. Maybe he's got it in the new version. I don't think he does, but I sent him a picture. So that's highlighted, so I remember to tell him again. And then I've got the stem color, including whether it's got something on there like, red with snowflakes, or white translucent, or green neon, that type of thing. A new thing I've done this year is the sleeve. And if you look on the back of the head, right under the kicker, whether it's got two little circles and is transparent, whether it's smooth, it's got nothing indicating, whether it's transparent with a little circle in the middle, whether it's yellow or pink or cream, and these aren't perfect. I don't know what I'm doing. Then whether it's loose in cello or mint in bag. I try to pick something where I can just type one letter and then it just enters it in. Everything you'll see here, it starts with a different letter. P, C, T. See 00T instead of trans O and trans OO, I switched it around so it's easier. Thick feet, non-footed as a truck, non-footed, slim. That's thin feet, same kind of thing. So I don't have to type the whole thing. I just hit S, and it shows up as slim. Notes is for anything that doesn't fit someplace else. Light red, dark red, play code. There are different on the snow globes. There are different copyrights on the back. Some of them just say copyright PEZ, some say copyright 2000 PEZ, so I put that in that column. Then I've got your typical stuff, your patent numbers, your manufacturer, the country of manufacturer, upside down R Slovenia versus right side up Slovenia. Instead of having a separate column for that, I just crammed it into one. IMC, here, some of them don't have IMCs, but on some of the older ones, there's a weird 1 IMC to the top left of the P. So instead of saying there's no IMC and then getting confused later, I said, all right, hey, it's no IMC, and just to be clear, it's not the one that's got that weird hash mark to the left. Anyway, is it a metal spring? Is it a plastic spring with 1 leaf, a plastic spring with 4? Is the pin plastic or metal? Nothing on this page. Is it a double down? Is it a 1 shadow, no shadow, or 2 shadow? This is not a video where I explain that. Are the letters squashed? That is justified or centered. I won't explain that here. Oh, I'm late for a call. Is there a spine on the stem? No or yes. And is it a truck? Why did I Oh, one of those new fangled ones where, you know, it doesn't really have a spine. It's like a different model altogether. What did I pay for it? And it'll have a total up here. I blocked that out so you can't see how much I've paid for my entire collection. What date did I acquire it? From whom? And what's the current price guide? That's a bit of a pain in the neck. It'll give you a total low and high of your entire collection. You can do that for insurance purposes or just to pat yourself on the back and go, huh, I paid this and it's worth between that and that. That requires you to, be a little honest with yourself over the quality of your stuff compared to the prices, and go to John's book and kind of manually enter. You can see I have 5,304 items, and this is the year. I left that out. Low price, high price, and the year, and whether it's a dispenser or not a dispenser. Of course, John's price guide doesn't include non-dispenser items, so you kind of have to cram them in where they go. That's what I do. Some of these columns are new this year for me, like the sleeve, the double down, the shadows, the squash, the spine, all those stuff I've added, and it's a terrific pain in the ass. But this is what I do. The reason I'm not sending it out is because I don't need everybody to know all of the rows, all the stuff that I own. That's one. The other is if I send that out, that's basically an Excel spreadsheet of John's price guide because I own almost everything in the price guide. So I'm not going to do that to John unless he's willing to do it and I don't feel like asking him. But the columns I really don't care about. And you could create those columns. Look at it. It's not all that hard. Just type it in. That's it.